What?
What's up, sis?
What
What's
it
going on?
do, bro?
Man, I just got out this studio session. I clocked in for 7 hours today. They gave me a pass. This case manager gave me a pass.
Okay, at least you getting your work in. I see. Since you've been
Yeah,
out.
getting to it. I'm trying to rain
Well,
up. Right.
uh, everything. Well, my
Yeah.
listeners, they do request you a lot. So let's just
Yeah.
go ahead and get it started. Introduce yourself. Tell everybody who you are, where you from.
I'm AWAX. I'm from Pittsburgh, California. But I move around a lot, so I got a lot of roots all through this motherfucker. And I'm from Pittsburgh, but I stayed up in Washington State for a while, in Tacoma, Tillicum area, in the Woodbrook neighborhood to be exact. And I'm really just Elm Street, Piru, and everywhere I go since I was a baby, you know what I mean?
Okay. Okay. And since being released from jail, you released a few projects already. What? Dinner Plate, 9 out of 10, Pressure.
Yeah. I got a new project coming. I got two. I got one called Allegedly and one called Pulling Strings. So that means the one with the most, one's got a bunch of features on it. Yeah, Pulling More Strings. And that's got a bunch of solo songs on it. And then the songs I got with other artists is all bunched up onto the album called Allegedly. So I've been releasing them simultaneous right now. And the Allegedly is going to come a little before Pulling More Strings because I'm just fine tuning the mixes, getting them absolutely where I like it, to where I think everybody's going to like the music.
So are you
So,
dropping Unapologetic tomorrow?
yeah, the video for Unapologetic drops at noon tomorrow on on my on my YouTube channel.
Okay, that's dope. That's dope. So, is there an EP coming? So, you were speaking on you working on a project. Is it an EP? Is it a full album? What
It's a full
artists are you working
project.
with? Producers.
It's 14 songs. I got Lavish D on there. I got CML.
Lab.
I got Mr. Fab on that thing. I got, and then some artists that I typically work with, Bang TDS, that's E Bang. And then I got Tribe Gang Rich, a couple artists that's been just working with Pyrex and Annalise. Just my normal usual suspects on my shit. You know how I rock. I ain't
Okay.
got nothing out the box or nothing. I'm just sticking to the script. Whoever fuck with me, I'm fucking with them.
What producers though? What producers are you working with on that project?
I got some Kev Knox. I got a lot of Ant Chamberlain from Atlanta. I really just got a lot of beats I've been picking up offline. I don't know a lot of the producers, so it ain't like I just got back up with Nonstop and we ain't got a chance to lock in and do no music yet. So I wanted to get these projects out the way, and he's trying to free up some scheduled time. He's real busy right now doing a lot of
Hmm.
major artists and shit. So as soon as our schedules don't conflict, we're gonna get that shit back to it.
Okay. And I'm about to just get to the hard questions because my listeners they email me, they
Yeah,
email me all types of stuff. So let's just get to it.
yeah,
Um, so you being from the Bay, being from Pittsburgh, how
yeah.
did your influence with the Bloods happen? How did that happen?
I ain't a blood off top. I'm a Piru. I'm from Elm Street, Piru. And, a lot
Okay.
of for the most part, Bloods is an LA thing, and Piru's a Compton thing, Brompton. So, long story short, when I was a kid, when I was young, the California Youth Authority, the CYA, and before you would go before the judge, they would give you an option. If they had family out of state, they would let you go out of state for X amount of months and not be in the state of California as opposed to going to do jail time. So I caught a
Okay.
dope case when I was young, and they gave me that option to go stay with family out of state instead of going to the ranch or whatever the fuck. And I took my ass up to Seattle just to avoid jail time. And then when I got up there, the Compton homies was flying up there. They was bringing their work from up down bottom to up top to try and get that shit off at a better price because it was too much stepping on toes in Compton. So when I got
Right.
out there, I started meeting them and mingling with them, and then through that, that's how it led up. At first, I got pulled over in a car and I got gang profiled and they put me on the gang list. And then, as time went by, my family was up there, a crip from a certain neighborhood that raped my sister, and I had just a lot of altercations where I just started not liking Crips in general when I was young. So that led to me gang banging, and that led to me going to the penitentiary when I was 16 years old and doing my time for that shit. So it's a misconception about me that I started Pyruing in Pittsburgh, or I'm like messing
Right.
Marv or something out
That's
here.
why I asked that question.
Yeah, not at all. I was doing that shit before I went to jail. I was actually, my case was about gangbanging. It was a crip that we got in an altercation with, and unfortunately he lost his life, and that's why I went to jail when I was 16 years old, and that's why I had to go do that time. I went down, sat down for so long over that, and I learned to rap when I was in the pen. But I also learned that all crips wasn't my enemies, and that all Pirus ain't real niggas. Like, it's real
Right.
and fake on both sides of that fence. So I
Hmm.
had to learn that lesson growing up hard, and that's why I try and relay that through my music.
Okay. And I get that. I hear it a lot in your music. So moving
Right on.
on. So I know you were really close with Chicago artist E.B. Bands, and how did
Right.
you take his death happening
I mean,
suddenly?
it devastated me, honestly. Like, I had a plane ticket booked for him. He got off parole for his little gun case. Probably like, I had a plane ticket booked for the day he got off parole, which was like a couple weeks after he had passed, and it was devastating. We was starting to work on our next project, and he was one of the main artists that I had and I believed in, and
Yeah.
we had a little disagreement, and we came back together, and he did what was right in my eyes, and rectified the situation, and he just kept it solid all the way with me and all my homies. So I was looking forward to doing that work with him and seeing his career unfold and blossom. So it still is bitter. It's just a hard reality to have to be faced
Yeah.
with, honestly. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I'm just day to day with that shit. I lost.
No,
I
I
believe
definitely
in.
understand. I know death can definitely change you as a person too. So,
Yeah. So
so
I, I'm still getting through that, but it is what it is. I talk to his mom a lot, and we're trying to get his new music organized and out in the right timely fashion with the right beats behind it. And I'm
yeah,
looking forward to people hearing that soon.
that's dope.
Yeah.
So, explain to people how the Joe Blow beef initially started with you and him.
Initially, it started. I
Was it
you
behind
know,
the hustler
nah,
situation,
hell
or
no.
was it something
It
you
was
and Joe
behind Yuck
Blow
Mouth.
had
It
brewing?
was behind Yuck Mouth. It was
Oh,
behind Yuck Mouth got his jewelry took it to Safeway in L.A. And, Beta and Sideways, Beta and them used to run with Suge Knight back in the day, and they was
right,
there at that situation. And Yuck Mouth called the police to get his chain back. So I was into it with Yuck Mouth, and then Joe Blow just started dissing me out of nowhere. I never met that man and said a word to him in life. I didn't know he existed. I thought Joe Blow was just like slang for any old rapper, you know what I mean? I just called everybody Joe Blow before I knew it was actually somebody named that. So I
right.
never said his name, even though in any kind of songs or any kind of interviews, I never even knew he existed, honestly, till he did a song talking about I'm a fake blood and he gonna shoot me in my P tat
Okay,
when he
so
see
he
me in the
dropped the
ground.
first diss song.
Yeah, for sure. And then he dropped another
Okay,
diss song, and I never dissed him back. He did two diss songs about me, and then when I got this mystery box on eBay that came with his chain for a little bit of paper, and from there it was I had the chain, so I was like, let me just get him back on the track from how he been trying to get at me, talking all this hot shit.
so since the store altercation with you and Blow, have you guys been
Yeah.
able to see each other? Have you guys talked? Have you guys had any type of communication at all?
Nah, I offered his homies try to reach out to get the chain back. I told him how to get it back. That they was just catting. They wasn't serious about it or nothing, so I wasn't tripping off of it. I ain't put no thought to it. You know what I mean? I ain't pumping no fear on this side. So I wouldn't think. I really don't be thinking about that shit. A lot of people be laughing about it, and it's funny. But it's just funny because it's like you see the same people going up, coming down. And it's easy to be feeling your clout and feeling yourself and your position at a certain time in rap and forget how easy it is to lose that spot. So I remain humble in my shit,
Right.
but I just rely on my God given abilities and talent as far as rap music, and I don't worry about the rest and all the clout and who do what. Like I'm
So
working.
how did you feel about CML and Philthy getting together?
I had mixed emotions about it initially, but I respected it more than anything because, like at the end of the day, it probably saved a lot of lives between them two. Like what good would have came of them two funky? You know what I mean? Like CML got problems with who he got problems with. Filthy got problems with who he got problems with. And it just like from my vantage point, it just seemed like it was the real thing to do. Fuck what my opinion was on some musical shit or whatever. At the time, I wasn't seeing eye to eye with everything on Philthy as far as some situations when I felt like I had did a favor for him through getting Waka on the track, but I
Yeah.
wasn't. It wasn't nothing it wasn't none of my business. I just respected the move in hindsight, and I had to take a step back and not be emotional or look at it from a one-sided view before I can learn to respect it. So when it's all said and done, I got love for Philthy the same as I got love for CML, and fuck some old bullshit that I used to be in my own head when I was young, and I wasn't mature enough to dissect those kind of situations and see
Right.
all the good coming from it before I was at a certain age and a certain maturity in life. So now that I
Right.
have that clarity, I'm able to just to state in general, like, yeah, I respect the move, and even though I felt a certain way off top, I kept that among me and among Lab and Philthy. It didn't have to go public and turn into no petty disses or nothing like
And
that.
that's what make that shit dope. That's what
That's
make it
all.
dope. You know
I
what I'm
want to
saying?
see them go far, man. I'm proud of them both. I've seen them come up from nothing, and they self-made as far as in this rap shit,
Yeah.
and they getting their money, and
Absolutely.
I'm proud as fuck of both of them.
That's dope. So do you feel like in some way with you having the beef with Hustler, the Bay kind of in some way blackballed you in some
I
sort?
I think
Not
it did for a while. I think it did for a while, like, going back and forth, like, rest in peace Jack and rest in peace Mac Dre. Like, they were the
for
popular
sure.
ones.
Rest in peace,
His
Jack and Mac.
affiliation to them black had closed a lot of doors for me. You know what I mean? And that was just through like radio stations, a Big Von, or certain people that was tied into them and their management and whatever. But I don't know. I feel like I weathered the storm. I ain't too much worried about no blackball, and I ain't worried about radio spins and nothing. I'm able to feed my family regardless, and I carved
Right.
my own lane out this shit. So at the end of the day, like in hindsight now, I could look back and say, yeah, I was blackballed, but it didn't. I found a way through it. I beat the blackball, so to speak. I got the same resources and opportunities as everybody else right now to take this far as I want to.
That's dope. And before Jack is passing, was you and him able to like have a conversation um ever about the Hustler situation
Yeah,
or able to see eye to eye in
like
some way?
before he passed, a lot of people don't know. Even when I was dissing Hustler and we was going back and forth on records, me and Jack always maintained a relationship. We talked on the phone a lot. He used to tell me all the time, like I was his favorite rapper from Pittsburgh, and I used to tell him he was my favorite rapper from Pittsburgh. So, I mean, he didn't want that coming out and making anything, causing any rifts between him and old buddy.
And
Like
his
they
team,
really,
right?
yeah, they grew up together. They really known each other from a long time. When I was in prison, I was buying their music through Music by Mail, and I was listening to it. And when I met him, I'm humble, so I approached him on that. I told him I was a big fan when I came out, and I was proud of anything coming out of Pittsburgh, California. But
Mm-hmm.
I just wasn't proud of the situation with dude when he went to jail. So in my eyes, when I aired it out, I thought everybody would just look at it like he did what's wrong and everyone wouldn't side with him. But it wasn't that situation. Some people had family ties with him, and everyone had their own reasons for who stuck with him and who didn't. But just the case and the time that he got for the amount of drugs he got caught with, it just ain't something that I wanted the youth in Pittsburgh and the kids coming up trying to aspire to be dope dealers and shit. I didn't want them to think it's a realistic bid to get 3 years for getting caught with 14 kilos. That's just not
Right.
realistic. You really get a
Right.
lot more time for that. I ain't never been with that message.
Okay. So is there any Bay Area or female artists that you would work with right now that you think is dope, that is hot? Or even if they just not even like somebody that's popping, like who do you think is dope right now?
Dope right now, like female artists. I'll be honest. I'm not. I don't listen to a lot of music these days, and the shit that I see is basically shit that people show me. Like last female artist I used to listen to was like Katie Got Bands from Chicago.
That's
So
crazy. You put me on Katie Guy bands. You know
yeah,
that?
like
Yeah.
I fuck with her music, and I be hearing shit. It's some little young Pittsburgh talent I see on my YouTubes and shit, and I seen some like I don't know what to call it, the proper word, but I guess she's just like a lesbian rapper from like up in Santa Rosa. I seen the other day was kicking some fly shit. I see shit on Instagram, but I'm bad with names to be honest, sis.
Yeah.
So I ain't nothing I could name drop specifically, but I'm a fan of good music. So anybody kicking some good music, I'm fucking with them. And if they want to do music with me, don't hesitate to reach out. If you got a little following or a little build up and some momentum going with your shit, I'm all for that shit. So I'm not one of them artists that's like, I need $1 million to do a verse. If you building a
Hell no,
name for
you humble.
yourself,
Yeah,
if you build a name and I can recognize it easily, I'm not really tripping on the fee. But if it's somebody up and coming and stuff, I know my worth as an artist too, and I just don't be giving out verses either.
right. So tell me a little bit about you and Smigg Dirtee's relationship. How is that now? Because I
That's
know
my
at one
brother.
point you guys did have a falling out. So how's your relationship now?
That's my brother. He sent me a bunch of books and he put money on my books when I was in jail and was taking care of me. Like that's my brother. I love him to death. I was like one of the best men in his wedding, and I'ma always love Smeg to death. Like you know what it is with me, and that's little bro. Like we had our differences, but that's the strongest relationships I got with people is when we don't see eye to eye. We
Uh
state
huh.
that and we can fall apart and come right back like nothing ever changed. So me and him always gonna have that kind of relationship.
Okay. So if I got in your car right now, you
Yeah.
saying you don't really listen to music. What you playing right now?
I'm literally riding in silence. You hear it? I ain't playing nothing. I listen to my mixes.
Okay, so tell me what was the vision behind you and Lab song that y'all released
Me and Lab
recently?
song
Yeah,
on his album or my album.
the one that's on your album.
I, the gang shit. That was just
The,
we cooked up in the studio and was in there for
were you in
probably like
Sacramento?
2 days. We was in the studio in Antioch. Dropped them in like probably two
Okay,
days worth of music. Did like 5 6 songs, and I just started leaking the songs out one by one. So I got one more left over from that session, and then we gonna get back to the drawing board. Me and CML.
okay. Your life was messing up. Okay,
Oh yeah, I
so
got it. I got Give one more since I got to get to this thing. I got these people
yeah,
on my way.
so look. Before we get up out of here, you got any shout outs? You got anything you want to talk about before we get up out of here?
No, I want to thank you. You always been solid, and a lot of people don't know who you is. You just a solid like you hold Smig down, and I love you for the way you hold him down. That's my brother, like I said. And a lot of people ain't familiar with you and who you are, and I want people to recognize who you are. You ain't just some motherfucker talking on this shit. You really support artists, and you really look out for people you love, and you a loyal person in general, and you a real nigga, like you a real ass bitch. Like I fuck with you though,
They don't know, but I
you know.
appreciate that. I appreciate the love. I appreciate you just giving me this time because I know you're going through a lot right now. So I
Yeah.
support you. Anything you need, I got you. Thank you, bro.
EIP Lynn Capone, EIP my nigga Bands, EIP Paradise, Filmo. You know what it is.
All right, we
All
out.
right, come.